This clothing brand community is so strong that their customers create content for them. Yeah, that's right. And the brand doesn't even have to pay them for it. My question is, what has led up until this point, and how can you do the same? I'm Elijah Delport, and this is Brand Breakdown, where we are breaking down the content strategies behind great clothing brands so that you can do the same. The brand we're looking at today is Seek Discomfort. It's an offspring of the popular YouTube channel Yes Theory, if you've ever heard of it. And they're doing a pretty freaking great job at selling clothing because they sell a lot of units. We're going to be looking at 3 pieces of content from the Seek Discomfort Instagram page and analyzing it in depth, including how they've created a photography competition that empowers their audience to create content for them. Another piece of content that we're going to be looking at is how they're using storytelling in their product campaigns to make them absolutely potent and share through all corners of the internet. But before we look at those two, let me show you a piece of content that they've created with absolutely no production team. It would have taken them probably less than 10 minutes even. And this is a big brand, by the way, so you can create this if you're big or you're small. We're going to be looking at it now and then analyzing it. We'll be back in a second. You might be thinking, I don't get it. Where's the clothing? How is this helping them to sell clothing? We're going to be getting to that. Let's read the caption together. Junko Tabi, yes, I had to search up how to pronounce her name. The first woman to conquer Everest was more than just a mountaineer. She was a symbol of perseverance and strength. In 1975, she shattered barriers and defied expectations, proving to the world that no peak is too high when you climb with courage and determination. Her legacy continues to inspire adventurers everywhere to reach for new heights, both on and off the mountains. Wow. Isn't this awesome? So it's a great story. What are they doing here? Well, Seek Discomfort is sharing stories of people who embody the brand message of seeking discomfort. Okay, this is all about getting outside your comfort zone, going on adventures, doing things that push you to the limits. And this is an example, the best example that there is. So they've obviously found this person, heard a story about her, and they're just sharing a story. It's such a simple yet effective idea. Now, something I want to draw attention to in this post is that nobody is wearing the Seek Discomfort clothing product. Now, of course, because, this is from 1975. The Seek Discomfort brand didn't even exist then. But that points to a truth that I really want to bring up, and I have lots of conversation with brand owners. It's the worry that how can I create content if I don't have a clothing product, number 1, or if I'm in between drops, number 2. Well, here's the thing. With content that is not focused on your clothing product, you don't need to have your clothing product in it. If you do have it, even better. All the better. It's fantastic. However, if you don't, that's okay too. It's not entirely necessary. I've seen posts from the Nike Instagram page that are literally just someone's head, and they don't even show anything of what's below. And so there's no clothing product in it. That tells you that for some pieces of content, it's really not necessary to show the clothing product because that's not the purpose. It's not just sell, but rather attract someone who believes in your brand message and is going to become a part of your community. So there it is, the 2 purposes. Some content is to attract and others is to sell. This content is most definitely to attract. Content like this shows us the mindset that is behind great clothing brands that build strong communities. It's that they act more like communities that just happen to sell clothing. They're a community-first mindset, and the clothing is the side piece, and that's how it should be. I believe that the product is the side piece. It's just one way that you outwork your message in the world. It's that you have a greater mission, a greater message, and earning lots of money is going to help you achieve that. And the way you earn money is by selling a clothing product. But that's just one way, and it's not the only way. And you don't just care to sell a clothing product. You actually care about the people that you're serving and that they become a part of a connected community so that together you can outwork what you desire to see in the world. Now let's talk about how they made this, because the truth is the Seek Discomfort team wasn't out here in 1975 taking photos of this climber on Mount Everest. So I I don't know exactly how they did, but here's my best guess. And here's how you can too. You can find photos from Pinterest of whatever the story you were telling of the person that embodies your brand. Alternatively, go to Google Images and then research the story behind that person. Copy and paste the articles or research links into ChatGPT and ask the AI to summarize the sources into a text caption that you could put on Instagram. And here you go. Now you've got a post exactly like what Seek Discomfort is doing. However, you're not copying because it's to do with your unique brand identity. And so if it's about skating, find the skaters that embody your brand message. Or if it's about mental health, find the people in the mental health space that embody your brand message. Find the photos of them, tell their story, and upload it online. And this way, you're going to start to build a community of people who are also interested and resonate with the same or similar ideas. In the second piece of content, we're going to see how Seek Discomfort combines a product promotion for their latest clothing drop with storytelling and how that helps this promotion go far and wide all over the internet, reaching way more people than it would have otherwise. You're going to watch the video and then I'm going to analyze it.
1 in 400 trillion. That's your odds of being alive listening to this message right now. It's a freaking miracle. So today, go on an adventure with your best friend. Pet all the dogs. Eat a donut. Learn how to rollerblade. Learn how to ride a bike. Get wild. Run into the sea. Try cotton candy. Take a photo. Take all the photos. After all, we need to enjoy this gift and remember, we're all in this together.
Now, I don't know where they got their stats from, 1 in 400 trillion, but heck, I'm going to choose to believe it. So this video was one of the promotions in their latest clothing campaign, All in This Together. But you'll notice, again, it's not really about the clothing product. Everyone in the shots this time is actually wearing pieces from the collection. But rather, it's about the message and the story behind the clothing campaign. Now, why are they doing that? Well, we share stories. I share this point a lot. But the thing about that is that by creating a piece of content that actually resonates deeply with your audience, that isn't just to sell a product, they're going to be far more compelled to share that with their friends, with their family, on their Instagram story, or bring it up in conversation. Why does that benefit you? Well, of course, you want more people to buy this clothing campaign or buy into this clothing collection than the last one. And so if you apply a storytelling strategy into every single one of your clothing campaigns, you're always going to be growing, especially if you can do it effectively, because there's always going to be people that are sharing your message with someone new. Now, I would do this kind of post in combination with explicit product promotions. Now, what do I mean by that? What distinction am I making here? Well, it's that this has absolutely nothing to do with the product. It's just to do with the message behind the campaign. Now, another promotion might have not as much to do with the message, but more to do with the product. Here are the details of the product. Here's the specs of the product. Here's the GSM. Here's people wearing it, and those kind of things. But you already know how to do that. So that's why I'm bringing your attention to this post. And if you can do those things in combination, it's so very powerful. The broader question is, how do you go about creating a campaign that has an actual message behind it? Well, two things. You should have a brand message overall that is for everything you do, right? And so that always stays the same. However, you can break that down into smaller parts and subsets or sub ideas. And so for the example of Seek Discomfort, their bigger idea is about getting outside your comfort zone, pushing your limitations, going on adventures. Now, one of the sub ideas within that is doing it together. And that's where they get this campaign, All in This Together. It's that we can seek discomfort when we go together, and that makes it a lot easier to do so. So you can see how the sub ideas within their big idea become the campaign messaging. And so that's how you go about creating a campaign that has a specific story behind it. Having this approach to campaigns and business in general means that you having a sort of real world empowerment. It's that your mission goes beyond just selling a clothing product, and now you're actually having an effect in the world. And that's because, and this is my true belief, is that at the end of your life, on your deathbed, they're not going to ask you how many products did you sell, but rather how strong of a community did you build. Now, they might not ask you this, but I'm talking about what you'll be remembered for. And so you might be like, Elijah, why are we talking about, what they're going to remember you for on your deathbed? Like, who cares? We're here to party. We're young. Like, whatever. But honestly, I think that if what you're doing now doesn't matter then, why do it at all? Seriously, I want you to think about that for a second and consider that before, if you never have. Because it does matter. All the things that you do now will matter one day. And so all I'm saying is make it something that you're going to remember, and that will be remembered after you're not here. And so that's why it's important to actually go beyond just making money. What's the bigger goal? What am I going to do when I make lots of money? Well, that's your overall mission. So the question I want to present to you is, how can you outwork your mission right now? In this last content piece that we're going to analyze, you're going to see how Seek Discomfort uses their content strategy to empower their community to make content for them. Yes, that is right. And they don't even have to pay for it. Before I get to analyzing this, there's a quick 30-second break. We'll be back in a moment. I believe community is the X factor in any brand that's seen any kind of success. It's the very thing that's going to take your clothing brand from here to up here. And so I did the most logical thing. I created a community of my own of brand owners who are building their own communities. Look, it's totally free to join, and I promise being in a group of other passionate brand owners who are going to keep you accountable, who you can ask questions to, who are going to give you advice, is the very thing that's going to help you take it to the next level, especially when we're working with small teams. When you probably can't afford to have a whole room of creatives around you, well, here it is. For free. There's a link in the description that you can use to join right now. I can't wait for you to get this value. I'll see you on the other side. But for now, back to the video.
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is the promotion for the Capture Your Adventures photography contest that Seek Discomfort is running. And there's a couple of benefits that I want to outline about doing something like a contest with your audience or your community. And it's first that you can do this at any size. You don't need lots and lots of resources, maybe just a few people to get involved, and that's enough. But it means that even if you're starting, you can do this relatively small. Now, the other thing is that you get insane amounts of content virtually for free. And this is what I was talking about before. Usually Seek Discomfort, to get content like this, would either have to pay lots of money for stock images of amazing, landscapes and, images that represent going outside your comfort zone or on an adventure, or hire their own photographers that would go out and take the images for them. Now, in the case of this contest, Seek Discomfort simply bring value to their audience, and the audience reciprocates by delivering value back. And so I just challenge you to think, what are some other ways other than financial incentive that you can bring value to people, to an audience at a large scale to help you create large amounts of content? Because at the end of the day, it's not about resources, but rather resourcefulness. I know for a fact that in the 11 weeks leading up to the contest that Seek Discomfort is going to get thousands upon thousands of submissions of photos, and each submission is going to have more than one entry. And this is going to be years worth of content for them. And somewhere written in the contract, it will say that Seek Discomfort can use all the content for their own means on their website or on their social media if they wish to enter themselves into the competition. It's genius. It's absolutely genius, and I don't know why more clothing brands aren't doing contests to empower their audience. Consider another benefit of the contest. It's that throughout the lead up until when the winner is announced, there is a prolonged engagement of the audience. Now, this has much the same effect as a part series. And let me explain. When someone posts to Instagram and tells a story and says, check on my profile for the second part. And they leave you on a cliffhanger. And they do this on Instagram, Reels, TikTok, or wherever. This is prolonged engagement over the course of a series. It's the same, larger story, but you're experiencing it in all these little parts. Now, the same thing is happening with this contest, because in the lead up, you're seeing, okay, what are people posting? What are the entries looking like? And there is having this greater idea and spreading it out across a timeline means that you have this community that keeps coming back again and again and again to engage with your account. So much so that they might even search for your account and go just to check up on how the competition's going. So having frequent updates throughout, I think, would be an amazing way to further incentivize that prolonged engagement. Now, if I was Seek Discomfort, I would go a step further to incentivize engagement throughout the competition by somehow giving the vote for the winner to the audience. Instead of just uploading the photos to a website, maybe Seek Discomfort could upload one of the entries every single day. And it's up to the audience to decide based on their engagement on the image. And so you're doing a couple of things here. First of all, you're putting the choice in the hands of your audience. That makes them feel really involved and a part of what you're doing. Not like there's just some people at the top that are deciding based on some criteria that you don't even know about, but rather the choice is in my hands. I better participate so that the right person wins. And second of all, you're going to get crazy amounts of engagement, way more than you would otherwise. Why? Because now there's something in it for them. That if I'm entering my photo even, and you repost it, I want to share it to my friends and my family and my own page to say, guys, help me out here. Please engage on the Seek Discomfort page to help me win this competition. It is a two birds with one stone and everybody wins. Maybe this idea needs some tweaks to it, but you understand what I'm saying. By somehow putting the decision in the hands of your followers, you can dramatically increase your engagement and also increase people's devotion to your community. A photography competition is good if you're about doing adventures, but how would you do this for other clothing brand niches? I have 3 ideas for 3 different niches. A mental health brand. Maybe you share your story. You take a little video and you share a story from that day, whether it be a good mental health tip or something you learned about yourself, or maybe you just didn't have a good day. I'd be careful with this one around a competition, but even so, if you said it's not a competition based on who made the best video, but rather just a random choice, every participant gets an equal entry and an equal chance at winning. Or for a skating brand, those homemade camcorder videos are everything. And so if you wanted to create a competition around that, simply empower your audience to go out, create a skate video, and upload it for a chance to win a deck, or a lot of clothing, or a cash prize, whatever it is. Maybe you're a sustainability brand, and your competition could be sharing an everyday sustainability tip. And the most creative one wins the contest. So if you want to create a competition of some kind for your own clothing brand, here are the details from the Seek Discomfort one, so that maybe you can take some ideas and use them for yourself. They announced this contest 11 weeks out from the deadline. All clothing must be Seek Discomfort or non-branded clothing. Very important point, especially if you want people to maybe buy some extra products than they would otherwise, or you can reuse this stuff for actual promotions on your page because they're wearing your product anyway. The first prize is $100 and a collaboration on a capsule with Seek Discomfort. As a side note, they're also incentivizing with someone helping them design a capsule. Not only is it free content, but it's free designs for Seek Discomfort. Very well played. The second place prize is a $250 gift card, and third place is a $150 gift card. Use those as you please, change them. You don't have to have cash prizes, but create some other value incentive and you'll be just fine creating a competition for your clothing brand. Thanks very much for watching this brand breakdown. I hope that you've taken away some value that you can apply into your own clothing brand to improve your content strategy in a way that is not just going for virality, but is going to help you grow a community of loyal customers that come back, buy again and again and again. Because that's the point of all of this. My entire mission right now is to help you do exactly that. And so if you enjoyed this brand breakdown, I've got 2 things that you can do right now. First of all, I'd love if you subscribed. I post a lot of stuff like this, and you might not want to miss the next video. Second of all, please join the community of brand owners. There's a link in the description to do so for free. I've got a free streetwear marketing course on the inside as well. And it's just a great space to network and connect and bounce ideas with other brand owners. But that's all from me. I'm Elijah Delport, and I'll see you for another brand breakdown. Oh, you thought this was a mistake in my editing. You thought wrong. This was a staring contest.